The meaning of the movie author Orpheus. I'm reading from minutes published on 17.05. 2019 updated on 17.05. 2019 The film adaptation reflects the events that took place in the 18th century. In France, a boy was born, later named Jean-Baptiste Grenouille. He was born in a fish market, in an extremely poor environment. Immediately after his birth, he was severely stressed by the pungent odors of the fish that surrounded him. Thus, from birth he developed an acute sensitivity to odors and, in general, an accentuation of attention to aromas, which played a decisive role in his later life. The boy became interested in the effect of various odors on people and decided to become a perfumer. He took perfumery lessons from the French master Baldini and developed many perfume formulas himself. A young man rejected by society had an obsession with developing a perfume that would make large masses of people love and obey him. However, the method of creating this perfume was terrible. It required killing 13 young girls, wrapping their naked bodies in animal skin, heavily greased with fat, and cut off their hair. Jean-Baptiste carried out a serial murder, bringing the inhabitants of the city in real horror. The maniac was caught by the father of the last victim and brought before the court of the people. He was sentenced to an estimated execution, but it did not happen. The magic of the terrible spirits had worked. It was enough, just one drop, and the people recognized the maniac and murderer practically an angel. Everyone suddenly loved him. And not only him, but also each other. The scent caused a mass orgy in the square where the execution of the guilty was to be held. But this was not enough for Grenouille. The next day he poured the entire bottle of homemade perfume on himself. As a result, he was torn apart by a crowd mad with love in the marketplace in Paris, where he was born in a disgusting stench, loved by no one. There he found his death, but already from universal love. The meaning of the movie Perfumer. The explanation of the movie is difficult to formulate unambiguously, because here the psychological mechanisms occurring in the minds of maniacs and serial killers, which make them commit terrible crimes, play a decisive role. Maniacs and serial killers suffer from mental disorders, distortions of perception and thinking, which is clearly seen in the example of the main character of the movie. When watching the movie, his actions and cold-bloodedness frighten the audience. Why do people become maniacs and killers? Lack of love and attention from parents fundamentally changes the psyche of the child, can sow in him the seeds of hatred and cruelty. To people, the native mother threw the helpless infant into the fish waste. In future, maniacs even from childhood can manifest a strong accentuation of attention on something, a kind of obsession that guides his future actions. In the case of the hero of the movie, Perfumer, it was smells. Perhaps from the fact that the boy was born surrounded by an unbearable fish stench, maniacs are often talented and creative individuals. For them a person is nothing more than a curious mechanism. They do not feel emotions of sympathy, empathy. For them it is important to achieve their own, sometimes, a brilliant idea, and on the way to achieving the goal, such people do not choose the means. This is exactly the case of Jean-Baptiste Grenouille. Only a brilliant man could create a fragrance that acts like a powerful drug. His goal was universal love, which he desperately lacked in childhood. The young man was not shy in the choice of means in achieving his dream. He took the lives of more than a dozen young girls in cold blood. In their activities, such people are guided by intuition, which is very well developed. But they are no stranger to logic, because they have a sharp mind. However, the goals of such people put strange, little understood by others. Maniacs and serial killers are selfish, self-centered. Often suffer from delusions of grandeur and other known delusions. The hero of the movie had a mania of universal love and recognition. The meaning of the ending of the movie Perfumer. The ending of the movie is very instructive. As they say, what you fought for, you got what you got. Granui was torn not somewhere, but at his birthplace by a crowd of people who loved him madly and were affected by the magic of his invention. The hero was greedy, pouring the whole bottle on himself. He wanted to be loved very much. But he did not take into account that too strong love also carries a fatal danger. What the young man lacked from birth, at the end of the movie he got in excess. It ruined him. Admin.